Hello, welcome back. Another Sunday fun day, Gym City Welding. Thank you for being here. Going to change it up today, flip the script, do something a little bit different. See if you notice anything. Not the lady walking the dog. That right there, that guy. Going to change it up, do some work on my Malibu. It's springtime, time to bring it home. I've been incredibly lucky that I got a buddy. It's got a pretty nice massive garage, and he said, hey bro, you got all this going on, won't you bring the car over, you can store it at my house for the winter. Perfect. So bringing it home today. I got to do a few things to it to make it roadworthy for the season so I can start driving it. We're expecting some rain, so we'll play this by ear, but we flip you guys around and I'm talk about a couple things and go over some stuff. So just a quick update for everybody. This is the next video you're gonna see coming soon. CPP 500 steering kit installed. Got quite a bit to talk about with that. So just a little sneak peek, just to let everybody know that that video is coming. So the Malibu, it's been on the channel before. It was in some of my earlier videos. I'll post a link picture here and you can check that out. It was one of my earlier, like, I don't know, first 3 or 4 months videos. So I don't know how many people saw it, but if you want, go back, check that out. There's some pretty cool footage at the end that you might like. But what I got to do today is actually, I'm going to do an oil change. I'm going to do some plugs and probably wash this thing because primer, you know, you got to keep your primer clean. But yeah, I use a 2050 weight in this engine I got. It's a 355. Don't know the horsepower, but it runs 1290s at about 102 in the quarter mile, and it weighs about 3250. So not bad for a, you know, pretty fairly decent heavy car. But like I said, I've showed it on the channel before. Nothing real groundbreaking here. It's just my old beater. Drive it in the spring and summer, into the fall when I can. But yeah, I need to do an oil change today. It's been a while, and definitely want to put some plugs in it and just enjoy it for another season. That way, it keeps me going, keeps me sane while I'm working on this guy. So probably quite a few time lapses, but just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And I'll talk to you here in a bit. Here we go. All right, so this is, I like to call this the little motor that could. It's just a 355 Chevy. Very, very dear friend of mine, Johnny Todd, helped me build this engine with the help of some friends that he knows here in the Dayton area. But Johnny did me a solid. He helped me put this motor together. Very budget conscious, but it's got the good stuff where it counts, and I'm thankful for him. This thing runs like a champ, but she's filthy. It's been sitting. I didn't drive it much last in the fall just because I got so caught up in working on that I kind of neglected this thing a little bit. So today we're gonna put plugs on it, and these are a son of a gun to do. They wouldn't look like they would be, but a couple of them are really close to the header just because it is what it is. But also going to be doing an oil change. I need to check the coolant levels. I did talk about in the Malibu video from last year, about years ago, I hand fabricated this core support and pulled about 70 pounds off the nose of this car by the time I switched to electric fan and aluminum radiator. This car at one time had a collision with a deer by the previous owners, and the front end was always kind of like a little jacked up, so I made that from scratch. Uses a stock hood latch. I don't know, I thought it was trick when I was younger, and I look at it now and I just shake my head. But anyways, car's got manual brakes. I converted all that over from power brakes. Still has factory ball joints, which is wild. For a 1980, you think somebody in its life would have changed it, but no, they never did. So, and of course it had the AC heater unit removed ages ago. When I got the car, all that stuff was hacked up. So anyways, it is what it is. So I think I'm gonna start with the oil change first. So I'll get you guys set up on a tripod, put in some work. Here we go. Hey guys, I realize what I'm doing here is something a lot of you do probably every day, or some of you probably do professionally in your own lives at home, but to all the younger viewers, people who've never done this kind of thing, if you're gonna be jacking up a car, do yourself a favor, put some jack stands underneath it, please. Protect yourself. I hate to be everybody's, you know, nagging figure about this kind of stuff, but just protect yourself. Use a wheel chock, you know. Yeah, the car's in gear, but you just never know. Or it's in park, but you know, you never know. It could pop into gear or whatever. But use some jack stands. Just use common sense, please. All right, so under the car, just go ahead and disclaimer. Sorry about the wind noise. It's kind of a windy day out here, so hopefully it's not too bad on anybody that's listening through ear pods or something like that, or some kind of headphone. Get some of this oil draining. You guys that have lifts are lucky. You guys are my heroes. Someday maybe I'll have one. Probably not, but I can dream, right? And of course, put some on the ground. Perfect. Better go get some napkins for that. I'll be back. All right, sorry about that. I had a small crisis happen. It's like windy as heck out here, and blowing all over the daggone place, blowing oil all over. But I got that cured now, so try to wipe this down some. So I was gonna say, everybody that's been, I've had quite a few subscribers here lately that's picked up quite a bit on the numbers. I'm not sure exactly how that happened or why that happened. I like to think it's because people are sharing and the channel and spreading the word about this channel, and if that's the case, I'm grateful for that. And I like to think that the algorithm is working, that I'm able to reach people with the kind of stuff that I'm trying to do, so I'm grateful for that. God, I wish I had a lift like Lone Star Lowe's. Anyways, just kidding, buddy. Nah, it's picking up some subscribers, picking up a lot of interest in the channel, a lot of consistent folks reaching out to me, and I'm so happy and grateful about that. That's really cool. For a channel that's only, at this point, I think we're 8 months old, maybe 9 months old, not including my first video, because my first video, I talked about that before. I filmed an absolute ton of footage on the square body truck I had at the time, and was using my wife's GoPro. And I don't know if it's just because I don't know how to use a GoPro properly, or if it was an actual issue with the GoPro, but I lost like 90% of the footage that I had, and it kind of deterred me from doing this for a long time. And then when I got the Impala, I figured what the heck, you know, I'll give it a shot again and see how that goes. So everybody that's tuned in consistently, I'm thankful for you. I appreciate it. So looks like got the oil drained. Make sure this is snugged up. Perfect. So now I'm gonna pull the filter and get that drained, and then I'll bring you back when we get to the top side, and we'll talk about what kind of oil, why I'm using the oil that I am on this car, and we'll go over the plugs and why I'm using those plugs. So hang tight, I'll bring you back. Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear this without it being too windy on us here. So I used to run, first year I built this engine with my buddy, used to run Fram filters, and I'm sure a lot of you are hip to the controversy surrounding Fram. I've since switched over to Wix 51069R Wix racing filter. The stuff with the Fram, they were having problems like with the filter cartridges inside them, where like guys were running engines on dynos with Fram filters, and it would literally, like, I don't know if cavitate's the right word, but it would like suck the filter together and seize some of the engines. It would starve the engines for oil, which was pretty wild. But yeah, that's probably, you know, that's probably one of the big reasons why I switched over, and I haven't looked back since. Wix makes a great product, not endorsed in any way or shape or form by Wix. It's just my own experience here. So, but definitely good stuff. So we'll let this drain for a little bit, and then I'll put the new filter in. All right, so the filter I'm going to be using on the car is it's a Wix 51069R. This is the racing version of their oil filter they offer. Typically, like places like Napa will have these. Sometimes you might have to order them online, but great filter, great product. Hopefully that focuses. There you go. Just a word of advice, especially if you've never done an oil change on your own. It's a good idea to always put oil around the seal before you screw it to the block. And then you may even want to put just a little bit of oil in the filter before you screw it to the block. That way there's not a dry startup through the filter, because you know you're going to add oil from the top side, and it takes time with the to get through the block, get through the oil pump, go through the filter, back up to the valve train. So you don't really want a dry start on one of these. And then as far as oil goes, Valvoline VR1 high performance oil. This is for high performance applications, even though my rusty junker beater is not exactly a race car by any stretch of the imagination. It's good to use a product like this because it has zinc in it, and that's good for camshafts when you have lobe wear from the lifter riding on the camshaft, whether you have a roller or a flat tappet. I believe it says flat tappet specifically here, designed for pushrod and flat tappet engines. So the zinc helps with that wear and that friction on the camshaft. Great product. Again, not endorsed, just me and you talking. So pretty good stuff. 20W50, because that's the weight I run in this engine. Not like a traditional 10W30 because of the type of oil pump that I have in the car, and the viscosity, and all, you know, all those things play to, you know, they work together with one another on this. So I'm gonna put some of this in the oil filter, get it screwed back onto the block, button up the oil change portion, and then I'll bring you back for the spark plug installation and talk about that. So hang tight. All right, so again, sorry about the wind. If it's an issue on the video quality, I'll just do a voiceover or something. But my wife, my beautiful wife, by the way, just informed me that we got a rainstorm coming, so I gotta button up my little project here. But these plugs I've had in here for a couple of years. It's they're overdue to be changed. I'm gonna change these. But so with the channel stuff, I was going to say that I don't know how much of the lowrider stuff everybody follows. That's pretty sooty. Move this around so you can see me a little bit better. So if you guys follow like Cadillac Dan, he's got Struggle Love going on, where he's doing the big body caddy, getting that back together. Shout out to you, Dan. It's an awesome build. And then you guys have heard me talk about the Guzzi Fab, Guzzi Fabrication, or maybe you actually haven't heard me talk about it. Anyways, at any rate, look him up on YouTube, Guzzi Fabrication. If you're an Impala guy, he's doing some Impala stuff right now. It's body, frame, chassis work. And before anybody asks, I've already pre-gapped these, so right in the box they go. But he's incredible with the fabrication part of this Impala stuff. So check him out. And then one of the most anticipated builds that I've seen is on Lone Star Lowe's, Bobby's 62. So give him a look on his build coming up on their channel. If you follow them like on Instagram and Facebook, they post little pictures sometimes of the projects they're working on. So I'm looking forward to Bobby's build. But as far as me and my build goes, I've got the CPP stuff on, which you guys, like I said, you'll see in an upcoming video very soon. And we'll go over that, how that installs, all the things you need to take note of when you're doing the CPP stuff. And then I still have yet to put the chassis underneath the body yet, because I need to mock up for those convertible mounts that I was telling you guys about. So that's going to be coming pretty soon, and we'll go over all that stuff. Is it absolutely needed? No, it's not, but I want to do the convertible mounts just to have that extra strength with the body and the chassis, and just make that as strong as I can get it. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up soon. I've got some buddies that's going to help me out with that, because I took the body off initially by myself, and looking back on it now and watching some of those older videos, I probably should have had somebody with me just for safety's sake, so I didn't drop the damn thing on my head. But so yeah, that'll be coming soon. And let's see, where do I want to go from there? So just thinking out loud here, pulling the body back out, and I will pretty much have all the hard fab done for the frame that I could think of. There might be a couple little things I might notice once I'm underneath the car with the body on the chassis, but for the most part it's going to be just put her on and take it back off, and then paint it. That's coming up too. So other than the threat of rain today, the weather here has been really nice lately, so I'll have plenty of time to get some stuff done, get some work done. Like big stuff that I've been putting off just because of the winter time. So now this is getting into the fun part. So these headers I bought for this car a couple years ago, I did like a lot of people do. I bought the best that I could afford, and you learn a lesson that sometimes the best or most expensive isn't always the best. That's a hard lesson to learn. But these things, I mean, they're headers, you know, they're not going to stay pristine forever, but I specifically bought these headers because they were, you know, ceramic coated and supposed to be durable and bulletproof, and I guess for the most part they have, because they've been on the car for like probably 4 years now, maybe almost 5, and they're starting to show little signs of rust and age. No holes, just like pitting and stuff like that. But the other big headache is like the spark plug placement, like around the header tube, leaves a little to be desired, because I mean, I can barely get my fingers in here on some of these things. But not complaining, just it's a headache sometimes. It's short when you're changing out plugs. Working on that chassis portion, and then I'm going to be starting on the body. I can't believe I'm saying that. I'm going to be starting on the body. That's whew. And I'm going to be doing a trunk pan, most likely a full floor pan. I haven't made that call yet, but from what I'm seeing underneath, it would probably clean up. I'd still have to do the front toe wells because I know they're shot on that car. But at this point, it's like, you do it once, you do it right. Now, again, not that there's anything wrong with patching a floor. I'm just saying I've already got the body off the frame. I might as well just bite the bullet and do it. So that's probably coming pretty soon. It's just, it's crazy to think that after 7 months, well, 7.5 months of working on that consistently and not touching the actual body portion, and the fact that I'm almost there now it's pretty wild. It's a good feeling though. I've actually kind of talked about that a little bit in some of the other videos, and I've had a few people reach out to me and, congratulate me and thank me and all those things, showing that progress. But it's been a long haul for sure. Another channel that I watch, I don't know if you guys watch it, it's totally unrelated to the whole lowrider scene, but occasionally he features like Impalas and Bel Airs, is Mortsky Repair. I don't know if you guys watch him or not, but Mortsky Repair, he's a pretty funny dude. He's got a dog on there with him named Duff Dog. He's got a 63 in the background right now that I don't think he showed on the channel yet, but looks like a really clean car. He's done a few like field finds, 61 bubble top, 64 door flat roof. I think he even had a 59 on there once. I can't remember, but it's a couple 62s, 61s. So check him out if you haven't already heard of Mortsky Repair. Seems like a pretty nice guy. I've commented on his pages before on some of his videos, and he's always liked a comment or made a little comment back to me, so that's pretty cool. He tries to reach out to the fans that watch his channel consistently. And who else have I been watching lately? Of course, Alex Hoppos, everybody watches him, but I'll tell you something that kind of struck me was Cali Boy. He changed his page, or his channel. His channel's, I think he's like a little burnout on the lowrider stuff, and I'm not speaking for the guy. These are some observations I've made. I feel like he's a little burnout on the lowriding thing, and he's trying to branch out and do some other stuff, and that's pretty cool. He's got like a body drop B2000 Mazda, which is those trucks when I was a kid, man, that was like it. Those are the ones I wanted. A mini truck with like the Testarossa body kit. Who remembers those things? I wonder what one of those would cost now if you could get one for one of those trucks. All right, so that's 4 of the 8. So enough of me jabbering on. I'm gonna flip you guys around, put you on the time lapse. I'm gonna do the other side, and then hopefully I can fire this thing back up and give it a bath before the rain comes. It sounds kind of stupid to wash it before it rains, but this thing's absolutely filthy and it's gonna get wet regardless, so I might as well just go ahead and do it. So hang tight, I'll flip you around, get some more work done. Well, here we are. It's been a couple days. We ended up getting the rain I was telling you about, so now I'm finally getting this thing washed and cleaned up, and actually getting it cleaned up for my daughter. Today she turns 18, so this is officially hers now. I'll keep it here at the house and keep up on the maintenance and stuff until she gets a place that she can store it and put it when the time's right, and help her with that. But as for now, she can learn to drive it and hopefully appreciate it. So here you go, kid. Well, there she is, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully sounds okay, but kind of finishing up what I started the other day. It's got a pretty healthy cam in it. much for looks.